Hello, and welcome to another episode of Reveal and Hail. My name is Emmanuel, and today we are talking about a topic that resonates deeply with many across the world, especially here in Africa. We're talking about love, the kind that's pure and strong, yet finds itself entangled in a web of religious differences and traditional expectations. It's a story that doesn't always have a happy ending, and today we are going to explore why that is. We're looking at a real life scenario where love wasn't enough, a story that echoes the pain of many who find themselves caught between their hearts and the demands of faith and tradition. This is the story of Femi and Amina. Femi and Amina's story begins like many love stories, with a chance meeting, a spark of connection, and the excitement of something new and beautiful. Femi, a devout Pentecostal Christian from the Yoruba tribe, met Amina, a Muslim from the Hausa Fulani tribe, during a university program in Lagos. They were both in their early 20s, full of dreams and eager to make their mark on the world. Despite their different backgrounds, they found common ground in their love for books, music, and their shared passion for making a difference in society. Their relationship blossomed quickly, and soon they were inseparable. They were the couple everyone admired, two people so different, yet so perfectly in sync. But as their love grew, so did the awareness of the challenges they would inevitably face. They knew that their families, their communities, and even their religious leaders might not be as accepting of their union and as they were of each other. As Femi and Amina's relationship deepened, they began to discuss their future together. They dreamed of marriage, of building a life together, but they also knew that this dream was fraught with obstacles. The closer they got to making their dream a reality, the more the weight of their religious and cultural differences began to bear down on them. Amina's family, deeply rooted in Islamic traditions, expected her to marry within the faith. For them, religion was not just a personal belief, it was a way of life, a core part of their identity, and something that must be preserved at all costs. The idea of Amina marrying Femi, a Christian, was not only unacceptable, it was seen as a betrayal of their faith. On the other hand, Femi's Pentecostal background was just as uncompromising. His church community believed that marriage should be a union blessed by God, and that blessing, they believed, could only come if both partners shared the same faith. Religious leaders on both sides warned Femi and Amina of the dangers of an interfaith marriage, citing scripture and tradition as reasons why their union would be spiritually perilous. Beyond religion, cultural expectations also played a significant role in their relationship. Femi's Yoruba heritage emphasized the importance of family blessings and traditional marriage ceremonies. His family expected him to marry a Yoruba woman, someone who understood and respected their customs and traditions. They feared that marrying outside their culture would dilute their heritage and create discord within the family. Amina's Hausa Fulani background had its own set of expectations. Her family valued tradition and saw marriage as a way to strengthen the community's ties. Marrying someone outside their tribe, especially someone from a different religion, was seen as a rejection of their way of life. Amina's parents made it clear that they could never support a marriage that went against their cultural and religious values. As much as Femi and Amina loved each other, they couldn't ignore the expectations of their families. Femi's mother, a staunch churchgoer, was particularly vocal about her disapproval. She threatened to disown him if he continued with Amina, warning him that he was risking his soul and his family's honor. Amina's father, on the other hand, was more reserved but equally firm. He made it clear that he could never give his blessing to a marriage with a Christian, and he would not allow his daughter to bring shame upon their family. The pressure from both sides was immense, and it began to take a toll on Femi and Amina's relationship. Despite the overwhelming opposition, Femi and Amina didn't want to give up. They believed that their love was strong enough to overcome any obstacle, and they were determined to find a way to make it work. They sought counseling, hoping that a neutral party could help them navigate the complexities of their situation. They spoke with religious leaders who specialized in interfaith relationships, but the advice they received often reinforced the idea that they could stay within their respective faiths. The counselors emphasized that the challenges they will face would amount from raising children in an interfaith household and, of course, to dealing with ongoing family opposition. Femi and Amina also tried to mediate with their families, arranging meetings where both sides could express their concerns and perhaps find common ground. But these meetings often ended in frustration, with both families standing firm in their beliefs and refusing to compromise. As the weeks and months passed, the pressure began to take a significant toll on Femi and Amina. What once was a source of joy and comfort, their relationship became a point of stress and anxiety. Their once daily meetings turned into tense discussions about the future, filled with tears and uncertainty. Femi, who had always been strong and confident, began to doubt himself. He wondered if he was being selfish by pursuing a relationship that was causing so much pain to those he loved. Amina, who had always been optimistic, found herself sinking into despair, questioning whether it was fair to continue a relationship that would bring so much discord. Despite their best efforts, Femi and Amina reached a breaking point. The strain of going against their families, communities, and faiths proved too much to bear. They began to realize that as much as they loved each other, their love might not be enough to overcome the barriers that stood in their way. In one last attempt to salvage their relationship, Femi and Amina had a heart-wrenching conversation. They spoke of their love, their dreams, and their hopes for a future together, but they also acknowledged the realities they faced. They realized that by staying together, they would not only be defying their families, but also risking their sense of identity and belonging. They discussed the possibility of running away, starting a new life from their families and communities, but they both knew that it was not a real solution. They would be carrying the weight of their decisions with them, and the pain of their family's rejection would follow them wherever they went. And so, with heavy hearts, Femi and Amina made the painful decision to part ways. It wasn't because they didn't love each other, but because they couldn't see a way forward that would allow them to honor both their families and their love and their obligations to both their religions. They knew that the decision would haunt them for the rest of their lives, but they also knew that it was the only way to avoid causing further pain and division. As they said their goodbyes, they held each other close and went their separate ways. After that final farewell, Femi and Amina returned to their separate worlds, both forever changed by their love, but bound by the traditions and beliefs they could not escape. Femi returned to his church and his family, seeking solace in the familiar. On the surface, life resumed as normal. He rejoined his social circles, went to work, and even met new people. But there was always a shadow in his heart, a lingering sadness that no one else could see. Though his family was relieved that he had made what they saw as the right choice, Femi often found himself questioning that decision. He would think about Amina, wondering if they had made the right call, or if perhaps they had let the weight of external pressures crush something beautiful. There were moments of regrets, moments where he felt the loss keenly. Though he moved on with his life, that chapter of his past, of their love, was something he could never fully leave behind. For Amina, the story was much the same. She returned to her family, grateful that the immediate tension had eased, but the absence of Femi in her life left a void that no one else could fill. Her family too was pleased that she had done the right thing, but inside, Amina wrestled with the pain of losing a love that she had once believed could overcome anything. She continued to practice her faith, attended family functions, and lived her life as expected. But like Femi, the memory of their time together stayed with her. Whenever she saw a couple from different backgrounds, she thought of what might have been if only they had found a way to make it work. Femi and Amina's story is one that echoes the experience of many couples around the world. Couples who, despite the depth of their love, find that sometimes love is not enough. Religion and tradition, while beautiful and powerful in their own right, can sometimes build walls that love cannot break down. This is not to say that every interfaith or cross-cultural relationship ends in heartache. Many couples find a way to navigate the complex waters of faith, tradition, and family expectations. But it's important to recognize that the path is not easy. For Femi and Amina, the pressure from their families and the weight of their religious beliefs ultimately proved too much to bear. The story reminds us that love, while powerful, does not exist in a vacuum. It exists within a world shaped by culture, community, and personal belief. Sometimes those forces can be navigated and love can thrive. But Other times, the struggle proves too great and the price of staying together becomes too high. Even within Christianity, we see interdenominational divides. It's just the way things are, sadly. In a world where we are becoming more connected across borders and faiths, stories like Femi and Amina's are more common than ever. So as we conclude today's episode, we ask, what role do faith and tradition play in your own relationships? Can love truly conquer all? Or are there times when it simply isn't enough? Thank you for joining us today on this deeply emotional journey on Reveal and Heal. This is me reminding you that while love is a beautiful gift, it often requires more than just affection. It demands understanding, sacrifice, and sometimes difficult choices. Until next time, take care and cherish the ones you love, even when the path isn't easy. Bye-bye.